I am like fighting. I feel like I am like trying to run through mud to connect with my followers at this point. Today, I'm going to be going through my fall sweaters, and whatever I don't want, I'm going to give to you guys. I fear I blacked out. Let's do a shoe haul.
I really don't want to see you restock your fully stocked fridge.
Hi, we're gonna black out in the beverage fridge and do a full restock, out with the old and with the new. A lot of these drinks I don't even like, so we're going to manhandle this refrigerator, have a little OCD fit.
Jaclyn Hill recently asked her audience, what do you guys want to see? We grew up, we have bills, real life responsibilities now. Most of us aren't living a luxury bag unboxing lifestyle. We're not buying 20 foundations at once or tossing bins of barely used makeup away.
Complaining about views while living that kind of lifestyle and having that kind of money is ridiculous.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Selena and today we are talking about annoying things. Well, today we are talking about out of touch influencers and really the death of influencer culture. Today we'll be focusing on Jaclyn Hill because her video of her kind of venting about the algorithm not working in her favor went viral. I have a lot of thoughts about it. TikTok has a lot of thoughts about it, but I want to know your thoughts. So before we get into today's video, if you're new to my channel, we dive into messiness on the internet, whatever I feel like talking about, really. But I love for you to engage with me and I really want to hear your opinions. This video, it has a lot of opinions based on publicly available information. Do not send hate to anyone in this video, but I do appreciate an open discussion in the comments down below. Last video too, I feel like y'all had some really good discussions in there and I feel like we can learn from each other. So whether or not you agree with me or your virtual neighbor, let's talk about it. I am downstairs, so different scenery today. Normally I film upstairs. This is like the kind of office area in my house. And I do have my mic on some lotion because sometimes I don't know what to do with my mic. Anyways, if I'm congested, y'all, that is just, I apologize. That is part of being pregnant, whatever. And then I have my drink of the day. This is water with lemon, and then I put some electrolytes in here too because Christmas Eve I got my first gift, and that was Charlie horses in the middle of the night. I'm really trying to be better about my electrolytes and everything. Number one, I know I'm kind of late to the party, but I do feel like I have some thoughts about Jaclyn Hill's video that I don't think were online, or at least on my page, and I really like to know your thoughts too. But let's check out Jaclyn's video that sparked a big discussion on TikTok about influencer culture.
I want to talk about something that I feel like maybe is a little controversial, maybe not, but I feel like no one really talks about it on social media. At least I don't see this conversation being had. But I think about this every day, and this is coming from like an old school beauty content creator. I started on YouTube 14 years ago. Like, that is insane. I have been here for every single era, consistently uploading, downloading every new platform, like watch the birth of TikTok. You know, like I remember when Instagram became a thing. I was already on YouTube when Instagram became a thing, and I downloaded Instagram, and like it was like this new app and we were posting the square photos. Like, I've been here for all of it. And I feel like we are in such a weird place on social media as content creators where I am like fighting. I feel like I am like trying to run through mud to connect with my followers at this point. I feel like there are so many bots, and I feel like these apps are now controlling who views my videos. And I feel like I get punished and penalized for not showing up and creating all the time. In the sense of, I took off, like I didn't post a TikTok, I think for like a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe. Like, sorry, shit, life happens. I've been doing this for 14 years. Maybe I'm a little burnt out, God forbid. But then I come back to TikTok and it's like I'm put in like this TikTok jail where my views are complete shit. No one is seeing, like, it's one thing if my engagement is shit, meaning like maybe my views are high, but my comments are low and the likes are low. It's like, okay, so my audience wasn't feeling the vibes of this video. That's fine. But I'm talking like when you have 1 million followers, but your videos are only getting 30,000 views, this is just not the way it used to be. Like when I started, it was so organic. Like you subscribed to the people that you liked, you opened up those apps, or you got a notification on your phone saying so-and-so just posted a video, you go, you engage with it. And like, it was that simple. Now it's like, I put videos out there and sometimes I just feel like I'm talking to myself. I'm like, where is my audience? And it's just, I feel like my audience is really on Instagram stories. Like my girls are there for me on Instagram stories. Like I really know who I'm talking to over there, but I miss the days of knowing who I'm posting my content for. And I'm just like, how do like these new creators grow at this point? Like, do the new creators out there, do you guys feel like you're connecting with an audience, or do you just feel like you're kind of throwing your videos out into cyberspace and like hoping that it's gonna stick? Like, I don't know. And like my comments, like I'll post a video and within 10 seconds, I'll get like 15 comments and they're all slightly the same. And I'm like, okay, so like these are like bot comments, like these aren't really my followers. Like, I don't care about that. I'm at the point in my life and in my career where like, I only wanna post for my girls. Like, the ones that I've built this relationship and this trust with, but like TikTok isn't even showing my stuff to those people. So I'm like, I don't know. It's like these apps control who sees our stuff, and like the audience that we worked hard to build isn't even ours. It's owned by these apps, and we just have to like hope and pray that after posting our content, these apps are gonna choose to show our content to our audience who chose to follow us in the first place. I'm just so confused, and I don't see a lot of people having this conversation. This will probably put me in TikTok jail for like the next 6 months. So if you see me, hi, I love you and I miss you, and that's it.
Now, before we respond, kind of dissect the video and dive into opinions about this, I did want to ask you if you were part of the era that Jaclyn Hill started in. I guess she started in the 2010s. I'll be honest, I did not watch her, but I did do some research for this video. The folks that I used to watch were Michelle Phan, Lucy Candy, J Loves Mac 1. There were some other ones that I didn't watch religiously, but I do remember watching That's Heart, Mac Barbie 07, Bethany Moda, and little me was so excited to just learn how to scrunch my hair, and then I would learn how to do smoky eyes, and I never did it. Like, I don't think I was allowed to buy makeup at the time, but YouTube was so new, and there was just a lot of how-to videos and learning everyday looks for school, whether it was makeup or outfits. It was just a different time then. But who did you watch? I did watch some skits from Ryan Higa, I think. Glozell, I used to watch her a lot too. Oh yeah, and Lopesy. I think she's still posting, but I used to do a lot of her hair tutorials when I was little. Shout out to her. I feel like I haven't watched her in a while. So what did y'all think about Jaclyn's video? I feel like there was a lot to break down. The first thing that I wanted to note is that I don't think that the backlash that Jaclyn is getting isn't necessarily directed towards her. I think it's just about what she's a part of. Her videos, and you will see, but there's just a lot of luxury stuff, right? And you can make the argument on whether or not she's flaunting it. Either way, she is. I mean, you can't black out and buy a bunch of designer bags.
I fear I blacked out. Let's do a shoe haul. Hi, okay, I need your help. I did some online shopping and I bought 2 designer bags, okay, but here's the problem. They are both leopard print and I could not decide by looking at them on the internet which one I wanted, so I bought both, and you're gonna help me decide which one to keep, which one to return. I don't need more than 1 leopard bag for the fall with what I already own. It's excessive, so you're gonna help me pick only one. Okay, I do not know which one to open up first. One is Chloe and one is by Saint Laurent. Okay, I'm gonna open up the Chloe one first. Okay, the moment of truth. Oh, that's really cute. This is what she looks like, okay? Oh my God. I was just busting my, I'm trying to give you like the full effect. Now we have the Saint Laurent. Oh my God, I just love shopping way too much. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Fuck. She's a clutch. She fits right at home, right in my nook. So which one? But I do have a little wild card. I was withholding information from you. I also bought the Chloe in this color.
Right now, content is putting caviar on chicken nuggets, and your audience is watching you eat it.
So I've decided that I want to start eating caviar in a much more casual way. I literally can't stand myself sometimes. But I did see that there is a trend going around where you try caviar on McDonald's chicken nuggets. I saw Avery do this and I'm like, I have to know. I have to know. I personally love caviar. I had it for the first time in like 2019, I think. And me and Jordan, we now do like caviar and champagne nights together. We like set the mood and light the candles. It's just like something that we do. It's one of our date nights and I love it. But the idea of eating caviar on a chicken nugget, especially a McDonald's chicken nugget, I'm like, oh, something in my brain is not adding up, but I've got to know. I also have not had anything from McDonald's in probably 10 years, so send thoughts and prayers for my asshole. Thank you so much. There they are. Are these even real chicken at this point? I don't know anything about that. I asked Jordan to go pick me up some caviar, and he comes home with a little jar that was $250. My lad fetched me some very pricey caviar for a McDonald's nugget. Let's see how this goes. These are usually pretty hard to get open. I have to go ask Jordan for help. Okay, so there's the caviar all on its own, and I have the mother of pearl spoon. But of course, darling, of course I do. Shall we do a bun? I'm just kidding. That's good caviar. Better be. All right, we're gonna take a generous amount, put it on the nuggie. Cheers. This is terrible. It's offensive to caviar. That's disgusting. Ew, I don't want to eat this. That's my first time having a McDonald's nugget, and I don't even know how long. Like, I'm not poo-pooing fast food. Like, I'll go some Taco Bell up, but I don't really eat at McDonald's. That chicken nugget is disgusting.
Now, I know that in response to that, some people will say, well, people will watch anything. That is true. But Jaclyn Hill didn't seem like she started out that way. A lot of her past videos seemed a lot more relatable. She had a lot of makeup tutorials, routines, skincare favorites, how to use drugstore products to make this amazing makeup look. And she's really good at makeup. I'm not very good at makeup, but just even her makeup in that viral video, it looks good. I'll give her some credit. Like, she did hauls back then and she's doing hauls now, but it's a totally different game, and it's also a totally different audience, and it's a different time now. We'll get into that, but I did want to point that out. If you go back to her past videos, it's just drastically changed. So for her to say that, oh, my algorithm, like, it's just not working in my favor. Hey, smaller platforms, is this happening to you too? Girl, you have several million followers, but that's a whole different conversation that we'll get to. I do have some notes, so if I look away, that's why. So the first thing that I kind of touched on, her followers probably don't connect with her anymore. I'm trying not to read too many comments because I feel like my videos have been very comment heavy, but I did want to share some of the direct feedback that her followers gave her, because I honestly don't think it was in a bad way. Her video was her asking her followers, like, hey, what's up? I have millions of followers, but like 30,000 views. And so I do think some of these comments are, if anything, just honest, neutral, constructive. Some are just kind of over it. Like, girl, we're broke. We don't want to see you eat caviar and chicken nuggets.
Hey, Jaclyn, we can't afford groceries right now. We're barely getting by. All of us. We don't want to see which $4,000 purse you just bought. We don't want to see that. I'm sorry. It's not relatable. It's not relatable to any of us. Complaining about views while living that kind of lifestyle and having that kind of money is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I would highly suggest you spend a day watching Jen Hamilton's videos. She has millions of active, participating followers, because her content is what we need in 2025. You have to adjust to the current climate. We're gravitating toward influencers like Shelby Ann because their content feels real and relatable. When over half the country is struggling to afford rent, people aren't interested in watching someone spend thousands on a haul or decorate $1 million home for Thanksgiving. It just doesn't connect anymore. That's true, because in the research for this video, okay, I'm not discounting this lady's success, but she is in a mansion and she has like a whole supply of wine on the wall, and she has so many luxurious things for Thanksgiving, and a lot of people are trying to find their next meal right now. So I don't think there's any harm in not connecting with someone. To be honest, I didn't watch Michelle Phan that long. I started watching her when I was little, but I told y'all I'm not really good at makeup. It was just something that I'm not too interested in. I do remember doing her paper bag curls, and then she had this video where you could stretch your shoes by putting your shoes in the freezer with ice and stuff, and I did some of that stuff. But I didn't really connect with her. I think when she started to do long comb stuff, she's great and all, but for me the makeup thing wasn't as much of an interest for me anymore as I grew up, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can connect with people and then you can either keep following them or unfollow. It happens all the time. Same thing with you and I. If you don't like my videos anymore and you unfollow or you unsubscribe, that's completely up to you. At the same time, it doesn't mean that it's malicious. It's just you don't connect. When it comes to platforms becoming huge or platforms becoming bigger, it's inevitable that they're gonna grow financially and just grow as a person. So it just really depends. But it's important that you have that connection with your audience. You can't just assume that they're going to follow you with whatever you do. We kind of talked about that with Hub's life, where he was showing relatable content of his 9-to-5 work-life balancing. Then he secretly quits his job, and people aren't really happy because they don't see relatable content anymore. He thought that people would just follow him. Some people did, some people didn't. I feel like that's kind of similar. Girl, we can't afford fruit, and you're telling us this in front of your $800 Balsam Hill tree and a $135 sweatshirt? Oh my gosh. That sweatshirt is like 2 utility bills for me, or even just 1 electricity bill for me, depending on the month. And I don't know what that average is for anyone else out there. Like, how much is your electricity bill per month? That's crazy. I'm not saying that I haven't spent money on some stuff, but saying I'm burnt out from posting Sephora hauls and get ready with me's to employed people is insane. Sorry. I mean, that is kind of true. Like, you gotta admit, when we see influencers, and this goes for anyone, just the average viewer, I would say most of the time, not all, before y'all come for me, but most of the time, people want that kind of job. It appears to the viewer eye, in my opinion, that someone can just easily stay home or get paid to go on trips. You get sponsorships, you have more autonomy with your schedule versus having to get up, go somewhere, clock in, thinking about how you're going to navigate time to pick up your babies, how you're going to navigate time to go to the grocery store, when an influencer can just make everything content. They can just live their life and make content. But for the average person, that is not the case. And she does have a lot of hauls. Because your era is over, and that's okay. I don't think I agree with that necessarily, just because I don't believe in cancel culture. I feel like it doesn't work. Not saying that she should be canceled, I don't think so. But she may have a very good year, maybe a very good decade. That was the 20 teens. Maybe you can consider that her era, but she can still be successful now. It's just her numbers won't be the exact same. But that's kind of expected. Social media is not linear, and you're not going to have a consistent income each time. Especially when there's other things like TikTok and Instagram. For her to say, I'm not as consistent on TikTok, there's your answer. You know, part of it is that you're not as consistent. And we do know, even though we don't know the full algorithm answers or how it works, they are going to reward you for that consistency. She kind of answered her own question in her video.
I think the real issue with Jaclyn Hill is that she can't comprehend not being the it girl anymore. I think that Jaclyn Hill is mentally stuck in 2010. TikTok is not YouTube. The audience is totally different.
I'm 30 years old, and I specifically remember watching Jaclyn Hill and all those OG influencers on YouTube back then when they were truly like teaching us how to do makeup. But I think the point I'm trying to make here is that the unfortunate part of getting like super famous on social media is that inevitably you do kind of become not relatable like at all. Because now I'll watch her videos, and I think I watched a video of hers where like she did like a closet tour. She was like cleaning out her closet, and my jaw dropped at like how many pairs of jeans she had, how many handbags she had. Don't get me wrong, like I have, you know, quite a bit of shoes. I have like a Louis Vuitton bag up there. Like, you know, I have a job. If I want to treat myself here and there, I will. But like my jaw dropped when I saw how big her closet was and all the clothes she had. I was like, who needs all that? Like, I literally ended up scrolling past the video because I was like, that is not normal. And that's not to say like she can't do that. She absolutely can. But like, I don't know, for me personally, like watching that, I'm like, I just can't relate to you anymore. And I think when people start to get super famous, their authenticity and just being relatable, it just naturally kind of goes away. When I'm watching someone on TikTok or YouTube, whatever, I truly want to feel like I'm talking to my friend. I think that there is a way to do that, even if you do have a lot of money or you're buying all these nice things and you have this like luxurious lifestyle. I'll give you an example. Carly Bybel. Carly Bybel, I have literally watched her, I'm not even kidding you, since she was like 20 years old. She is my favorite influencer ever. I feel like she's one person that does success the right way. Like I still watch her to this day, and I still feel like I'm talking to my friend on FaceTime. That is the difference. And I think that's what these like big influencers that are not relatable anymore but used to be are like missing.
I'm sick of the buy mentality. Teach me something, educate me. That is what I want. And see, that's the thing. When I've noticed her past videos, they were tutorials, they were skincare favorites, they were specific looks for different times of the year. Where is that content? I really don't want to see you restock your fully stocked fridge.
hi, we're gonna black out in the beverage fridge and do a full restock, out with the old and with the new. A lot of these drinks I don't even like, so we're going to manhandle this refrigerator, have a little OCD fit, and I'm also gonna fill it with all my current favorite drinks. So this is a beverage fridge restock plus my current favorite beverages. Let's go. First things first, this sea moss beverage, I get it, it's supposed to be healthy. It's 110 calories and it tastes like absolute sewer water.
Where did the content change from how to makeup looks from eating caviar and chicken nuggets and restocking my stocked fridge? And if she wants to make that her content, great, but she didn't start out there. So I think that's why the algorithm and her followers have changed. Like, they've grown up.
I'll get to the point we're burned out from the sponsored fake script content. Paid promotions, TikTok shop, ads every other scroll. And honestly, nothing feels authentic coming from influencers anymore. Jaclyn Hill recently asked her audience, what do you guys want to see? We grew up, we have bills, real life responsibilities now. Most of us aren't living a luxury bag unboxing lifestyle. We're not buying 20 foundations at once or tossing bins of barely used makeup away. It's not a lot of our realities, so the content feels out of reach. On TikTok, I want fast, real content. Get to the point. Make me laugh or teach me something. I do not want to feel like I'm being sold to every time I scroll. Just bring back raw content. Not everything has to be well lit or aesthetic. Less hauls, less links, less luxury items. People want posts they can actually relate to. I personally don't mind seeing a luxury item here or there, but don't expect that content to be relatable to majority of your audience. Everyday routines, products real consumers use, clips that feel human rather than curated. When we ask for dupes, we're not asking for $180 instead of $200. We mean cheap. I mean, I can buy it and still comfortably put gas in my car dupe. People aren't turned off by you. They're turned off by the content that doesn't reflect real life anymore.
If she would have started her content as luxury, Becca Bloom, I don't really know Becca Bloom that well, but I know she's rich, and she has started her content with being luxurious and stuff. If Jaclyn Hill started that way, I think it'd be different. But her content has evolved. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're gonna evolve, your followers can too. And they'll go with you, or they'll leave. Just like this next comment. We're tired of watching influencers rub their wealth in our faces. You're not relatable to us. We are out here struggling. Study Jackie Aina. She has transitioned beautifully. Her content is engaging, honest, and aspirational. I do follow Jackie and I feel like she's done a good job. I don't know much of the history of her. I think I recently followed her in the past year or so, but I noticed that she does show luxury stuff and like her beautiful home. She has a successful perfume business, but I also know she talks to her followers. I don't know if Jaclyn necessarily talks to her followers like that. I've also noticed that Jackie will say stuff about her beliefs. She'll say things like, if you're coming to Christmas, don't talk about this, don't do this. Our values are not going to align.
Don't come to my house being transphobic. Don't come to my house being homophobic. Don't come to my house being anti-black, colorist, texturist, anti-immigration. Get the on up out of here and you're not coming back next year.
I don't see Jaclyn connecting with her followers like that. I'm not saying she has to do content where her beliefs are in it, but talking to the camera might be one of the differences between Jackie Aina and Jaclyn Hill. Translation: you aren't funding my extravagant lifestyle properly anymore and I'm mad. Oh my gosh. I can't connect to a $10,000 purse or shoe haul when $10,000 would pay off all my loans and change my life. Speaking of loans, I know we're in the comment section. In doing the research for this video, some of the stuff that I found was not good. Apparently, Jaclyn allegedly applied for PPP loans by claiming she was Native American, and she's not, which she admits.
While we're talking about Jaclyn Hill, can we talk about how she claimed to be Native American when applying for teen paycheck protection loans? She secured $400,000 of loans, and granted, they are paid in full, but I find it interesting that she claimed to be Native American. You can see her company at top. I whited out her old address, and then here where it says race, American Indian or Alaska Native. And in case you're wondering if this was just an error, she applied for this twice. She had to fill out the same information twice. She managed to get $160,000 in 2020 and then $230,000 in 2021.
Yep, he loves it. It's his favorite. So
I am Mediterranean, Greek, Italian, Turkish, that whole little sector.
We're going to have quite the children. I tell you what, you're all of that, and I'm French, Belgium, Irish, German.
Oh, they're going to glow in the dark, though.
They're going to be Elmer's.
I also wonder if people are just not following her because they find out stuff about that. This video is not to expose any scandals or whatever, but I did see information about the fuzzy lipstick scandal.
Let's talk about Jaclyn Hill's lipstick gate. On May 23rd, 2019, YouTube beauty creator Jaclyn Hill announces that she's starting her own makeup brand called Jaclyn Cosmetics. And while this is super exciting for Jaclyn, there's also a little bit of apprehension because at the time, Jaclyn had a reputation for releasing products and money grabs. Just being honest here. She'd collaborated with Becca Cosmetics on the iconic Champagne Pop highlighter, but when they followed it up with a palette, it was such bad quality that they had to pull it off the shelves. Similarly with Morphe, she'd released a well-received palette and then followed it up with the Vault, which was supposed to be a collection of shades that were originally conceptualized for the Jaclyn Hill palette. And the quality of this one was awful as well, to the point where they had to pull it off the shelves and re-release a better version. And by better version, I mean that for a lot of customers, they just received the same old palette with a new sticker put over the old one. Not to mention, her fans had been promised an eyeshadow palette collab with Makeup Geek, which had never been released due to scheduling issues. And while we didn't necessarily have the full story of what happened with this one, we would get it soon enough. So the public's a little wary of Jaclyn's new release, but it's also been highly anticipated because Jaclyn has been talking about this cosmetics line for years on YouTube, even showing shades, components, and other aspects of the line. And her launch concept seems like a really cool idea, actually. It's a collection of 20 nude lipstick shades with the idea that everyone everywhere would be able to find their perfect nude. And typically with makeup launches like this, PR packages would go out before the release date so that influencers could post their reviews and inform the masses before it was time to actually purchase. But the Jaclyn Cosmetics PR is delayed, so a lot of influencers aren't receiving it until it's already been released online. So really all the consumers have to go off of is Jaclyn's original announcement video. Regardless, the fans go wild, the website is glitching due to the traffic, and people start posting their reviews and reactions right away, and the majority are awful. Customers are saying that the lipsticks are melting and breaking. They have trypophobia inducing little holes. They smell like Play-Doh. They have moisture spots on them, so a lot of people are afraid that they have the potential to grow mold. And even worse, people are finding pieces of lint, strands of hair, and weird grainy clumps in their lipsticks. Some of the clumps are even looking like plastic or glass.
I found one really long hair.
People are even having allergic reactions, okay? The gist is that it's just bad. Influencer reviews are popping up too, and a lot of them aren't happy either. Jen Love's reviews received 2 damaged lipsticks. Raw Beauty Christy takes a magnifier to her lipsticks, and what she sees is very much sick and twisted. Now theories are starting to float around as to why the lipsticks are such bad quality. Fans, drama channels, and even other beauty influencers start to speculate that the lipsticks are expired and have just been sitting on a warehouse shelf for years.
So that has to be a part of it too. It's not just, y'all don't follow me anymore, what's up? But maybe there's just several things in place where people don't want to follow you anymore. We all grew up, sis. We work full-time jobs and have children and barely have enough time or money for ourselves. We simply don't relate to the influencers anymore. At the end of my night, when winding down, I don't want to open YouTube or TikTok to look at everything I bought today or look how much free PR got sent to me. We're tired and over it. Ads, sponsored content, and TikTok shop ads are ruining my TikTok experience. I've noticed that too, and even just on my feed, like when I'm going through my For You page, it's just, if I see a TikTok shop ad, like in the orange, I'll admit I don't really watch the video. It depends on what it is and who it is. But yeah, if you're trying to sell me stuff, nah, I don't have time. I can't think about that right now. So, in my opinion, no one wants to have sales just hitting them in the face all the time. We have that when we're driving down the street. Personally, I feel like you guys live in dystopia. I am wondering how I'm going to financially recover from trying to give my kids a Christmas. Meanwhile, you guys are moving to LA and buying handbags that are more than my mortgage, so I scroll past it now. I'm an OG follower, and whenever your videos come up on my feed, it's always either trying to sell us something or luxury content. Most of us can't relate to. We're moms, millennials, and we're broke. I miss makeup education and learning. You tell me how to do makeup, and I turn that into a 10-year career. Trust me, we miss the tutorials. They'll continue to grow and make this work. We have faith. Caviar and chicken nuggets, that's why. This, and not eating McDonald's in all these years like she is above it, felt like a dig, because even McDonald's is expensive to our family. It's so special to my kids when they get to have it. Honestly, yeah, McDonald's is expensive. And when did the cones become $2? Anyways, I was at McDonald's the other day because I wanted to get the Grinch meal, but I think I was too late. But I was looking at the menu, and an ice cream cone was $2. Do they not sell kitty cones anymore? This whole video rubbed me the wrong way. We eat caviar at least once a week, but haven't had McDonald's in years. I do hope Jaclyn can ask the question, if she can't connect to her followers, why can't they connect to her? I think that would help give her the answer she needs, but this is the response that she had said.
Hi, so I posted a TikTok yesterday, and in this TikTok, I was talking about just being a content creator for the last 14 years and how I've watched these apps just change and how I really feel like TikTok specifically like punishes you for not posting. And then like if you don't post a video for a week or two, they put you like in TikTok jail is like what I consider it, and they don't show your content to your audience. And the comment section has taken such a turn, and I'm listening. Like I've been laying here in bed for the last 30 minutes reading these comments, because when I first posted the video yesterday, the comment section kind of went a different direction, and at first I was like, wait, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not talking about like my content, I'm talking about the app. But now there's like, I think 2,000 comments, and I'm like, okay, my ears are open, I'm listening, I'm reading your comments. You guys are saying that like you're sick of the influencer era, you're sick of the you're sick of the luxury. And so my question to you guys is like, what is it that you want to see? Like, I started this 14 years ago when I was literally on food stamps, broke as I had no clue that you could make a dime doing social media. I genuinely started it for the love of it. I just loved beauty. I loved talking beauty. I loved recommendations. I loved teaching beauty. I just loved the community with other women. Like, I worked at MAC Cosmetics at the time, and I freaking loved my job. I loved it. I still have dreams that I work at MAC. Like, I loved it. I love just like talking about beauty products with other people. I love it. Anyways, with that being said, like, the only reason I'm still here is because of you guys, because of the community. If you're not enjoying what you're seeing, I 100% want to know. I want to shift gears. 100%. So my ears are open. I would love to hear what you guys want to see from me specifically. That's the only point in this for me. You know, like, I just want to have fun with you guys, and that's it. So like, please let me, it looks like I have a mullet right now. Let me and my mullet know what it is that you want to see from us, because that's all that really matters. You know what I mean?
Can someone please tell Jaclyn Hill that working at the Mac counter when she was 16 and getting food stamps well over a decade ago does not make her relatable to us at all? Your audience is on food stamps now. She's not connecting with anybody. She's just showing off stuff. And with all due respect, no tea, no shade, her content's boring.
So it sounds like she read the comments and had heard some folks, and she's like, yeah, I'll do tutorials again. But I don't know, I get the impression that it just fully didn't hit her right, that the feedback and the constructive criticism wasn't necessarily hitting. And you know what? That's okay. I honestly think she'll be fine no matter what. If you're not as successful as you were when you were in your peak, in your era, I think that's okay. She is doing fine. To be honest, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention like the privilege that she has. And so for you to be able to claim an ethnicity, to get PPP loans, and you're able to bounce back from several scandals, I think she'll be fine. I think the bigger picture is influencer culture is not something that people want to follow anymore. I do think, you know, a luxury haul here and there, people wouldn't mind. During this time now, when SNAP benefit eligibility is changing, people don't know if their family member is going to get deported or illegally deported. There's just a lot of things going on in the world. And the last thing that we want to do when we get home from work is see a bunch of luxury hauls and someone else complaining why her followers don't follow her or watch her stuff anymore. I mean, it's not mean, it's just, that's what it is.
The way people intentionally misunderstood what Jaclyn Hill was talking about really goes to show, and it's a perfect example of right message, wrong messenger. Because she was bringing up a very valid point that content creators, regardless on size, is experiencing right now. And I've made mention of this, but people are like, you're just not relatable. We don't like you. And it's like, this is a perfect example of how the algorithm is pushing content to people who have an opposite reaction to the information that you are putting out. They are going to show your content to people that you know isn't going to fuck with you, isn't going to rock with you. But then if you follow the individual, you're not going to see them unless you intentionally look for their content, which makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. She brings up a very valid point in regards to social media is about curating a ecosystem of people who will rock with you, who will support you. But what I have seen is they will push your content to people who will have a visceral negative reaction to you. Now, while I agree with what Jaclyn Hill said, she is problematic. Well, let's call a spade a spade. She's the reason why the FTC is cracking down on influencers, because she was the main one that will sit there and push the line and tote the line in regards to not disclosing if her video is sponsored, if it's an ad. And that the only time she will sit there and push content is when she's getting paid for it, which makes her reviews extremely disingenuous and pretty much a lie. So I'm not even going to ignore that obvious glaring character flaw. But she brings up a very valid point in regards to the algorithm is intentionally pushing your content to people who don't rock with you and don't with you.
And one thing that she did say that stood out to me was, I've been here since the beginning. She says she was here when Instagram just started. Just because you're here or you have tenure or you were here the most years, in your opinion, unfortunately, that does not guarantee you any success. That does not guarantee you the promotion at work. That does not guarantee you will be first pick for anything, unfortunately. Tenure doesn't always work. And so I did want to mention that too. Like, how many times have you felt like you should have been the first choice for something or an interview, or you had more experience, or the wrong person got picked, or someone was less deserving got the opportunity? We see it all the time. So I do think that came off as a little bit entitled, like, why don't I have hundreds of thousands of views? I only have 30,000 views, but I've been here since over a decade. Unfortunately, that doesn't guarantee you anything. I do think a lot of my content has been about Angel Tree lately, but I did see some drama about that I do think is important to bring into this discussion. Since doing an Angel Tree with the Salvation Army Angel Tree program has been kind of a quote-unquote trend, especially for bigger influencers to do, a lot of people were in Jaclyn Hill's comments saying, hey, are you gonna do an Angel Tree? La la la. And she eventually responded to it. I don't know if this video is deleted from her page or not, but I'm gonna play it right here.
Me to do angel trees. I wanted to jump on here. This is something that I actually wanted to talk about earlier this year. And just remind you guys that, and this is not just for me, this is for other content creators as well. Just because you're not seeing us do angel trees doesn't mean that we're not doing them, okay? I personally do not document myself giving back in any way. I used to do massive giveaways, and in so many different forms. How about that one time that I sold all my clothes, raised like 65 grand, and then donated it all to charity, right? Like, I used to do things like that, but it just got so ugly on the internet and it started to feel performative. And so I don't document those types of things anymore. That doesn't mean that I don't do them.
I just think it's very interesting that, number one, I feel like her mannerisms and her tone in that video definitely changed. It's completely different than her other video about why she doesn't have that many views on her videos now. But she was like turned to the side and just saying, I don't think that I need to flaunt my good deeds or whatever. I thought that was kind of interesting, because if you're going to flaunt your luxury hauls, or you're going to show us you eating caviar and chicken nuggets, or you traveling the world, you hosting a fantastic, luxurious Thanksgiving dinner, why can't you show us you giving back? If anything, that makes you look good no matter what. I just care that the kids get something. If you're doing Angel Tree, at that point it's like, whatever, at least they're doing something good. Hopefully their heart's in the right place, but at least at the end of the day, it's a net positive. However, that is kind of weird in my opinion. Why would you not want to flaunt that? Because either way, you're going to get bonus points for it, and you would get the engagement, which is what you want. I'm not saying that people should do that just for the clout, but I do think there's a greater cause and the greater good if you are going to do that, do an Angel Tree video. And it could just be one, But anyways.
Give me just half of her platform and I swear I'd do you guys right. We asked her for two things, makeup tutorial, and we wanted to see her do an angel tree. We wanted to see her giving back. She straight up said, sure, I'll do the tutorial, but I ain't giving back, at least not on camera. What I don't understand is influencers will film themselves getting out of bed, putting on contacts and making coffee. I don't know about you guys, but I am really loving watching the videos of the angel tree shopping. It really gives me like hope that humanity is like it still exists in the world. It really warms my heart to see around the holidays.
First, Michaela Negra doesn't want to do an angel tree. Now, neither does Jaclyn Hill. She claims that she gives away money on a weekly basis in her DMs. Girl, I looked, there is not one shred of evidence in the form of a video that one of your followers have ever gotten any money from you. Jaclyn, it's Christmas time. It's for the kids. Do it for the kids. You really want to post relatable content? You want to be more relatable and not out of touch? That's the kind of content you should be posting. These influencers are so out of touch. And it's Christmas. Angel trees are beautiful. It's for the kids.
I want to close out this video by saying a lot of the critiques in this video are not to take away from Jaclyn Hill's success. I'm not discounting that she didn't have great content or that she may still have good content. I don't follow her or know a lot of her past, but I do think that if you are going to ask a question and someone does give you respectful feedback, constructive criticism, I don't think there's any harm in that and that it's good for you to at least listen. Most of the time we don't hear each other out. I do think that Jaclyn Hill is kind of the face of this discussion because of her video, because she asked the algorithm, why aren't you preferring me? So like we talk about all the time, if you ask the internet a question, they're gonna tell you. Yeah, at the end of the day, she is going to be fine. I hope she does take the feedback and applies it. I think what people need right now is relatability. Success isn't always guaranteed. You have to work for it. You have to evolve. You have to grow. If my content like this doesn't continue to grow, then so be it. I will work around it or I'll do whatever I need to do. I personally love doing this. I think if it comes to a point where I don't love it, that'll show. And so I think with some bigger influencers, if they are doing content and it's just like, come with me to do this, or here's another one of me shopping, I'm gonna make that into content, I think your viewers can tell if you're not enjoying content or the work that you're putting into it, and I do think that is another piece of the puzzle. But that is it for today's video. Let me know what you thought about this whole debacle down below. Do you feel like Jaclyn Hill is not relatable anymore? Do you feel like she's fine? Do you think that social media in general has changed as a whole? Do you feel like they're always trying to sell you something? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't, I just appreciate you being here, and I will see y'all in my next video. Happy New Year! I don't know when I'm going to post this, but I am going to be out of town for my cousin's wedding, so I will try to get this up very soon. But I love you guys so much. I'll see you later.